You've probably noticed it, right? That little bit of magic all around us. Your phone screen flips the very moment you turn it. Your watch just knows when you're walking. We hear all the time that our world is getting smart, but what's really behind it? What's the invisible technology that lets our devices actually understand the physical world? Well, today we're going to pull back that curtain.
It all starts with the kind of thing you see 100 times a day, but maybe never really stop to question.
I mean, really think about that for a second. How does your phone know to rotate its screen? It just happens. There's no button you press, no command you give. It just knows. And it's not just phones. It's your fitness tracker, your smart home, your car. How do they all seem to just get what's going on around them?
Well, it turns out that behind every single one of these seemingly magical interactions, behind this whole smart revolution, is one single fundamental technology.
And that technology is the sensor. Sensors, they really are the unsung heroes of our modern world. These tiny, powerful components are what finally give our digital devices the ability to perceive physical reality.
Let's think about it this way. If a smart device is the brain, then sensors are its senses. They are the eyes, the ears, the nerve endings that connect that digital brain to our physical world. They're what translates real-world stuff, like motion, light, and temperature, into the one language computers understand: data. So, for the rest of this explainer, we're going to break down the key types of sensors that are quietly working all around us every single day, making our world smart. And believe me, you'll be surprised how many you've already interacted with before you even finish your morning coffee. All right, let's dive right in. We're going to start with two of the most common types: sensors that perceive physical movement and the very air that we breathe. Okay, first up, the accelerometer. This classic sensor is almost definitely in your pocket or on your wrist right this very second. This little guy is a master of measuring acceleration, and that's how it detects the tilt of your phone to rotate the screen, or senses the tiny vibrations of your footsteps to count them. It's constantly aware of its own motion and its orientation against the pull of gravity. All right, so from sensing motion, let's talk about sensing the air itself. Let's meet the digital noses of our world: air quality sensors. These incredible sensors can detect things our own noses could never pick up, like harmful pollutants, dust, and other microscopic particles. They provide that critical, real-time data about what we're actually breathing, whether it's inside our homes or across entire cities. They're what power those air quality maps you see on the news. Okay, now let's get even more granular. We're moving from the big picture of the air around us, down to the chemistry within it, and even the chemistry inside our own bodies. And that brings us to chemical sensors, which is a huge but super powerful category. You know that carbon monoxide detector in your home? Yep, that's a chemical sensor. They're designed to identify the presence and concentration of very specific compounds, giving us early warnings for everything from dangerous gas leaks to tiny changes in a city's water supply. And from the chemistry in our environment, we can get incredibly personal, using sensors to understand the chemistry of our own bodies. And that's where biomedical sensors come in. Yes, remember that smartwatch? This is how it does it. Biomedical sensors are designed to interact directly with the human body, measuring our vital signs like heart rate, blood oxygen levels, and body temperature. They are literally turning our own biology into data we can see and understand. Okay, for our final pair, let's look at how we sense two of the most fundamental forces driving our modern world: electricity and light. First up, we've got electric current sensors. And honestly, these might be the true unsung heroes of our entire smart infrastructure. They're basically monitoring the lifeblood of all our technology: electricity. By measuring exactly how much power is flowing through a circuit, they can help a smart grid balance energy across a whole city, or just tell your smart plug how much juice your coffee maker is using. And finally, we have one that might actually surprise you to see on a list like this: the humble camera. Because in the world of smart devices, a camera isn't just for snapping photos, it's the ultimate light sensor. It captures a massive amount of data about light, color, shapes, and movement, which AI can then interpret for unbelievably complex tasks. Everything from facial recognition to spotting a microscopic defect on a factory assembly line. Okay, so we've looked at all these sensors one by one, but the real magic, the actual smartness, happens when you put them all together. When you combine all of these, accelerometers, air quality, chemical, biomedical, electric current, and camera sensors, You don't just get a bunch of gadgets. What you're actually doing is creating a brand new sensory layer that's blanketing our entire world. It lets us understand and interact with our environment in ways that were pure science fiction just a generation ago. What we're really witnessing here is the birth of something like a planetary nervous system. We've given our world a whole new set of senses. We've taught it to perceive motion, chemistry, light, and even life itself. And that leaves us with one huge question. Now that our world can sense, what are we going to teach it to perceive next?